This is me trying to access the NFL schedule. At first glance, you would think that there's nothing wrong with this schedule, but there is something very wrong with this schedule. There's a whole section of this schedule, of this page, that has been restricted to me personally by these terrorists who use me for human experimentation. I think what's significant about this is that the NFL must know that their system is being used for nefarious reasons. Why else would a federal agency or an agent of a federal agency want to access their internal servers that hold this information and modify them if they were not doing so to affect an individual? They are willful participants in the psychological operation against me and more than likely many, many, many others. I went in, I used virtual private network to try to access this page, and it didn't work. I'm currently logged on to a double VPN, which is a very low VPN rating. Very low in security, I should say. And it didn't work. So I was using a different mode before. I'm now using double VPN, a lower mode. I'm going to try refreshing the page again. So they've shut down the VPN now. It's not even going to work. I need to disconnect to even to get the computer to, the internet to work at all. Let's restart again. So I'm no longer connected, or this would be green. There's nothing wrong with the internet. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with the internet. That blank page that I got when I first went into NFL.com is common. So this is the area that was missing before. It was being withheld. And that's, I mean, you look at these two pages. All this information that allows you to move in between weeks and select your team or even the year was being hidden from me. And if I were not recording right now, it would still be hidden from me. Once you start to document what they do, they simply stop. But showing this page refreshed and the fact that nothing else would happen with it, it still has not changed from the last time that I tried to refresh it. There's no reason for this page not to work. I mean, it just worked over here. So why is this page not working? Firefox is fully controlled as well by these terrorists that are masquerading as government officials. It is it's a control that really is inconceivable to the American public. If the American public had any idea how completely and totally immersed that this terrorist group is who is running our government, if they had any idea whatsoever, there would be outrage and riots in our country. And that's why they have to go to this length to prevent it from being known, because it's just like every other criminal. They break the law, and then they break more laws to prevent you from finding out that they broke the previous law. It's a never-ending cycle. It's closer to the mob than anything in recorded history. It is the business model of the mob. They attack people who seek to expose them, up to and including termination, physical termination. They provide incentives to people who help them. And if they ask someone to help them and they're unwilling to do so, they make sure that bad things happen to those individuals or businesses. It provides complicity. It is the typical mob mentality. It is organized crime. These businesses have two choices. They can make money and allow these agents or federal governments, agents of the federal government or the federal government directly, to gain access to these types of systems to do whatever they want. Or they could run the risk of their business being manipulated to failure. It's a no-brainer for the people running those businesses. And this will never stop until this is exposed. Nothing, absolutely nothing is off limits to them. This is a $1 billion company, NFL, the National Football League. And they have access to their servers to be able to manipulate them to do such what seems to be a tiny little thing, restricting access for me to this page to view schedules when I want to see the schedules. But when you combine that to the dozen other things that they do every single day, it equals one thing: non-stop psychological warfare designed to break another human being, to either break you into a mental breakdown or to push the individual to do something wrong so they can say the person was unstable. And then they just kill them because they never want that person to talk. If you can prove what they are doing like I can, I know that their goal is termination, to murder me. I'm 100% sure of it, because they don't want me to tell what I can tell. They don't want me to show what I can show, because I can prove every word that I say, I have ever said about anything that they've done. And they know this. And that's the greatest threat to my life on this planet. Nothing is more dangerous to me than the ability to prove what they are doing to me. And there's no way around it, because I must document it. It's the only hope I have. It's 1:39 p.m. on the 16th of July 2019. In the memo.